Well, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to beautiful Jack Williams Stadium here in Fargo, North Dakota, home of Post 2 baseball here for the Legion team. And this year, as everybody understands, we are not playing Legion baseball, we are playing Senior Babe Ruth. Welcome to Jack Williams Stadium. I'm Joe Schreiner, along my partner here, Brian Watson. And Brian, we've got a beautiful but yet windy day here at Jack Williams for the third place game that Wahpeton is going to be facing Sioux Falls East in.
Another windy day, just like yesterday. A little bit breezier than yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more breezier than yesterday, absolutely. Right now, it's currently the conditions here at Jack Williams Stadium at 79 degrees. We've got a lot of sunshine, abundant sunshine, southeast winds at 22 miles an hour, and gusts are certainly higher than that. The humidity is relatively low, so that's not too bad. As you see, the Sioux Falls East team finishing up their infield, outfield practice, and the umpires are entering the field off to our right, so we'll be having the umpires meeting at home plate here very shortly. But again, Wahpeton's taking on Sioux Falls East in the third place game here, just coming up in a few minutes. So we'll cover the starting lineups here. First of all, Wahpeton is, by the way, the home team for this third place game. They won the coin flip. There was a coin flip that was determining the home team, and Wahpeton won the flip of the coin. So we'll go through the visiting team. You got the home team first there, Brian? Okay, we'll do the home team first there with Wahpeton. We'll just take a look at the pitching. It's Tori Ulick's going to get the start today. Tori's arm is fresh and ready to go. Jordan Miller's going to be the catcher, so there's your battery with the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth, Tori Ulick, and Jordan Miller. Then at first base is going to be Hunter Wamry going around the diamond. Second base will be Isaac Getz. Third base will be Nick Thompson. At shortstop will be Mason Tome. Left fielder is Isaac Loosemore. Jake Ulick will be in center. And in right field will be Sterling Warney, our designated hitter today, Dawson Hoffman, and Dawson will be hitting for the shortstop, Mason Tome, today in the lineup. Our head coach, Kelly McNary. Assistant coaches Wade Gilbertson and Lance Getz. And just a side note there that Coach Kelly McNary is not here today. He is en route to Dickinson, I believe he said. His mother-in-law, Carrie's mother, passed away, and so we send our condolences on behalf of Three Border Sports Network to Kelly and Carrie and the family. So Kelly is not with us today, so head coach today will be Wade Gilbertson. Let's take a look at the Sioux Falls East starting lineups. Their pitcher is Robert Hutchinson. The catcher will be Tristan Fitzsimmons. And going around the diamond then, at first base, Andrew Glovich. Second base will be Grant Barron. Third base will be Jackson Lechtenberg. Shortstop will be Mason Tolrud. And in the outfield is left fielder Charlie Mickelson, center fielder Ryan Huseman, and in right field Gage Shaping, the designated hitter Jackson Bowe. So there's your starting lineups for the Sioux Falls East. Sioux Falls East comes in here at 2-1. They finished second in their pool. They lost to Duluth, and Wahpeton comes in here also at 2-1, and Wahpeton lost to Stephen Argyle. So respectively, Stephen Argyle and Duluth, the top two seeds in each pool, are going to be playing for the championship game here coming up after our third place game. Again, it's a windy day here at Jack Williams. I think it's a little bit stronger than it was yesterday. The center field flag is at straight out, and it's really stretched out straight there, so we've got a pretty gusty wind, and the wind is blowing in from center field to home plate, so there's not going to be a lot of deep balls hit the center, I don't think, Brian.
It'll be a little tricky fielding in the outfield. We saw a couple plays last night that gave players a little bit of trouble. The wind blowing and swirling today could be difficult out there.
Could be a difficult play. Again, abundant sunshine, so it's pretty much straight up overhead. Shouldn't be too many problems with fly balls into the sun, where last night the guys had a little bit of difficulty with the sun over the trees on the left side of the field, but I think today they should have pretty good playing conditions with the exception of the wind. So again, Wahpeton finishes second in the red pool play and the black pool play. The Sioux Falls East team finished 2-1. Just a note here as we're still getting our pregame festivities done. The 15U team beat Detroit Lakes yesterday 15-2, so they were in the semifinals this morning at 9:15, and they won that game, and they will be playing in the championship game over in South Fargo at 4:45. As you see the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth coming out and taking the field defensively. Once again, they are the home team here in this game. Taking a look at the lineups here, we did the starting lineups by position, and then when Wahpeton comes to bat, Jake Ulick will be batting first for Wahpeton. Then it's Isaac Loosemore, Jordan Miller, Dawson Hoffman will be the designated hitter, Nick Thompson will be at third base, Hunter Wamry, Tori Ulick will bat seventh, Sterling Warney will bat eighth, and Isaac Getz will bat ninth. Again, Mason Tolm at shortstop. He's starting for the Wahpeton senior Babe Ruth, but he will not be at the plate, and a designated hitter will be Dawson Hoffman. We saw a great game last night, Brian, from Isaac Loosemore. He had pitched 5 complete innings with 80 pitches, and he had a great night on the hill last night for Wahpeton.
Went to his max number of pitches at 80, 11 strikeouts. Did a really good job on the hill. Kept the batters at bay. Every once in a while, we had a little bit of trouble in the fielding area, a couple of errors there, but Isaac did a really good job on the mound to keep things going.
We did have a couple errors. In fact, the run that Isaac Loosemore gave up was an unearned run in the first inning. There was 2 errors by the Wahpeton defense in the first inning, so allowing 1 run to score on Isaac. But otherwise, he did not allow any hits in his 5 innings pitched. So he had a great outing. Taking a look offensively for Wahpeton, they did leave 8 men on base after 5 at bats. Nick Thompson had 2 RBIs with a double, and Tori Ulick had a nice triple to the gap. And then also looking at some other offensive things, Hunter Wamry had a single with an RBI. So hopefully the offense kicks it up a notch here in game number 4 of the tournament. So both teams probably getting toward the end of their pitching lineups here. I know Coach McNary is saving Isaac Getz for the Monday game against Valley City, which is a league game. So Monday, tomorrow night, they have a league game. So here we go, and the first batter for Sioux Falls East takes outside, ball 1. First pitch is at 1:34. So 1:34 first pitch. So again, it's a 2-hour time limit again today. Run rule after 5. Ulick delivers, and that one's outside, ball 2. Not the way that Tori wanted to start out here on this first delivery here, Brian, but he'll come back with some strikes here, I'm sure. And should be a called strike, so it's 2-1.
There. Yeah. Isaac did a good job of that. Yesterday he got behind a little bit, and then he was able to come right back and do what he needed to do.
Exactly. So Tori Ulick facing Charlie Mickelson. Mickelson at the plate, and that's strike 2, call on the outside corner. So Tori Ulick comes back, just like you said Lucy did yesterday. He comes back 2-2 now on the count to Mickelson. Mickelson, the starting left fielder for Sioux Falls East. And there's a ground ball to second. Getz going to pick it up cleanly, gets it over to Wamry at first for the first out of the game. So a 4-3 put out for Wahpeton, and Tori Ulick gets the first batter out, the leadoff hitter. So that's going to bring up Grant Barron, the second baseman for Sioux Falls. Nice play defensively there, Brian.
Yeah, they get the nerves out of the way, get things going. Sometimes you're a little jittery at the beginning of the game. You got to make a play, and nice to get that first out.
So Wahpeton's defense settles in, and a nice play there at second base. Routine ground ball for Getz, and Tori Ulick facing Barron, and he delivers a little bit high and inside, ball 1. We're in the top of the first here. Sioux Falls East and Wahpeton in the 3rd place game. Ulick delivers. There's a call strike. So Ulick brings the count back to 1-1 now, facing Grant Barron, the second baseman for Sioux Falls East. And Sioux Falls East only loss was to Duluth there in the championship game. And that one just a bit outside. 2-1 now to Tori Ulick. Not as big a crowd as we had yesterday, Brian. It's a little bit smaller crowd as Tori Ulick delivers. Another ground ball that gets a chopper, and it takes a high bounce to him, and he just tosses it over to Wamry. So again, 4-3 on the putout. Nice defensive play there again on that short hop there to Getz. It's going to bring up Mason Tolrud. He's the shortstop for Sioux Falls East on 2 outs here defensively for Wahpeton. The Sioux Falls East team made up of a lot of 16-year-olds. The coach told me that he does have one regular Legion player that wasn't able to go and travel with the other team because of a wedding that he had to go to. So they do have one player on their regular Legion team. their senior Legion team, varsity Legion team, if you will, that is on the roster today. He said wants to get him some at-bats. I don't know which player that was. There's a swing and a drive to shortstop. Nope. Thompson at third is going to grab that one right in front of Tome. So Nick Thompson on the fly ball retires the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base after a half inning of play. Sioux Falls East 0 and Wahpeton coming to bat. So it was a good half inning there for Tori Ulick, Brian.
Good start. Good way to start. 3 up, 3 down. Like I said, get those nerves out and relax and get ready to go.
So welcome once again here to Three Borders Sports Network. We appreciate everybody joining us here. If you want to share it somewhere, that's fine. We posted the links on our Facebook page, and again, it's Three Borders Sports Network, 3 with a number 3. And we are on a YouTube channel, youtube.com, and search for Three Borders Sports Network. If you want to send us an email, Brian, it's Three Borders
Sports Network at gmail.com.
Yep, send us an email if you want to send us a comment. You can also text Brian or myself. My cell phone number is 640-2619, 640-2619. Let us know you're listening. We'll give you a shout out and thanks for listening. So share this with your friends and neighbors. Tomorrow night's game at the airport field will be at 4 p.m. and we will cover that game, but it will be on our Facebook page, so we have to do it. There's no internet connection down there. We're lucky enough to get a nice internet feed here at Jack Williams Stadium. They're kind enough to let us up here in the press box and access their Wi-Fi, so we've got a nice internet feed here to do the game. Unfortunately, at the airport field, where the boys have to play the first few games here until John Randall is ready for play after the renovations, the boys will be at the airport field, and we don't have internet connection, so we will have to broadcast that one on Facebook Live tomorrow. So taking a look at Sioux Falls East out here on the pitching mound, their battery is, I forgot his first name here, I didn't write it down, Robert Hutchinson, and the catcher is Tristan Fitzsimmons. And leading off for Wahpeton is going to be Jake Ulick. And Jake is the only super senior on the Wahpeton squad. Jake attended Mayville State University on the baseball team and redshirted this year, but so he didn't get to make the travel down before the COVID regulations hit. He was telling me that he wishes he could have made the trip, but he didn't get to, and then after they made their Florida trip, then the season was pretty much canceled.
A lot of changes in sports this year with everything that's going on.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation, my friend. So here comes Jake Ulick up to the plate, center fielder for Wahpeton. If the third baseman plays deep, don't be surprised to see if he drops one down the line. Third baseman playing even with the bag. And the first pitch here by Hutchinson. There's a call strike right across center of the plate. And it's very rare that Jake swings at the first pitch. Last night he told me after the game that he swung at the first pitch, and it's been a long time since he'd done it. He popped out to shortstop, I believe. Second pitch, and there's his bunt. He bunts it foul low right behind home plate, so strike 2 on Jake here just that quickly. So Hutchinson coming around the plate and throwing strikes right away to start with, Brian.
A little different than yesterday. Pitchers had a tough time from Sioux Falls West. I know some of the players had watched Sioux Falls East play, and they said that they're a good team.
0-2 pitch here now to Jake Ulick. Hutchinson delivers, swing, and it's a fair ball right to the first baseman, Glovich, and he just steps on the bag for the first out. So 3 unassisted on the put out at first base. Jake got the bat on the ball a little behind it and laced it right to the first baseman, Glovich, and that's the first out. So Isaac Loosemore coming up for the Wahpeton senior Babe Ruth. So Lucy wearing number 5.
3 walks yesterday for him?
Yeah, I think he had 3. I think that's what I got. I think he had 1 walk and 2 hit. I think that's what it was. I didn't add those up, Brian. I'm sorry. I should have done that. But yeah, he had 80 pitches, so that makes him available to pitch in Wednesday's games for Wahpeton. Come back on 3 days rest. If he would have pitched 81, he would have had to wait 4 days. There's a foul ball behind the first base dugout, out of play. So 1-1 to Isaac Loosemore. And Lucy finished with 80 pitches exactly. That's why Coach McNary didn't want him to finish the game yesterday. Hunter Womry came in and completed the game. So Lucy is available for Wednesday pitching now. And just outside, ball 2, 2-1 to Lucy. Call him Lucy, and he's okay with that. Big gust of wind here around the first base dugout now. It blows up some dust. And Hutchison delivers a 2-1 pitch, and Lucy rips that one out to right field. Is it fair? Foul! It's going to blow foul. It took off from the bat there like it might land fair, but I think the wind helped it blow foul.
The wind carried that right out.
Yep. Again, a strong wind there coming in from center field. Lucy was easy on a double on that one with his speed if that would have landed fair. So 2-2 count now to Isaac Loosemore. 1 out for Wahpeton. We're in the bottom of the first. No score. Hutchison delivers just on the outside corner. Caught Isaac Loosemore watching strike 3. So that's 2 outs now for Wahpeton. Going to bring up Jordan Miller, the catcher.
Up next, number 10, catcher Jordan Miller.
So Jordan steps up to the plate here, the right-handed hitter wearing number 10. Dawson Hoffman on deck for Wahpeton. Hutchison delivers way outside. Nice stop there by the catcher. Fitzsimmons, and he tells his pitcher to settle down a little bit. You're okay. 79 beautiful degrees here at Jack Williams. Again, a strong breeze straight out of center field blowing in toward home plate. Here's one call strike on the outside half of the plate. So Miller now at 1-1, 2 outs. In both Fargo teams, in the 7th place game, the Fargo Jets defeated Sioux Falls West 8-5, and so they get the 7th place trophy. There's a swing and a pop fly, and that one's going to blow foul too, and I don't think anybody's going to get to it. It stays in the field, but it lands foul. Again, one of those looping fly balls to right field, and the wind helped push that one about 20 feet foul.
Yeah, once it gets up in the air and it gets in the
Yep.
wind, it's really carrying.
Yep. And the center fielder playing about medium depth, I'm a little bit surprised at that. It'd take a pretty good shot to get her out there over his head. So 1-2 count now to Miller. Swings and misses. That's strike 3. So the Wahpeton senior Babe Ruth down 1-2-3 as well. So we're going to move to the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. So we've got one complete here at Jack Williams Stadium on the Three Borders Sports Network. We're tied at 0. So we're going to the top of the second. We don't have any commercials as of this time, so if you're interested in doing any advertising in the near future with us, send us an email. We'd sure appreciate it. We want to get everything nailed down pretty good, and what we got going on. Brian's done a great job with the graphics and some of the things that he's done here. So that's got 2 cameras going today, and eventually we're going to 3 going today, and eventually we're going to get more going as well. We've got a camera on me and camera on the pitcher and catcher, and then 1 wide angle shot. And someday when we get it all working right, we want to have at least 3 cameras going all the time and get a picture close-up shot of the boys as they're at bat. So we've got some fun things planned. We've got more graphics that Brian's working on. So if you want to do some advertising with us in the future, send us an email, again, at threeborderssportsnetwork@gmail.com. We'd be happy to talk to you, or just talk to Brian or myself sometime, and we'd be happy to do that. So right now we're just kind of doing this and learning it ourselves and trying to get it right. Brian?
Just trying to see how everything works and put it all together and see how it comes out.
Hopefully you enjoy it, and if you enjoy it, let us know. We like to hear the feedback. So my wife Jeannie is listening at home today on the YouTube channel. We appreciate that. Thank you.
She wants to come, and we can put her to work.
We could put her on a camera somewhere. My cousin from Indianapolis, she was going to tune in sometime today. She couldn't do it right away, she said, but she was going to tune in a little while. And her father, George Rulon, was a big part of the Fargo Legion and American Legion baseball for many years. Coming up next, Tristan Fitzsimmons is going to lead off the top of the second for Sioux Falls East. Tristan Fitzsimmons is the catcher, his first at bat of the day, and Tori Ulick going to deliver his first pitch, and just inside, ball one. Jake Ulick playing a little bit more shallow, I think, than the Sioux Falls East center fielder Huseman was playing. Tori's got good speed, so he can turn and run on that one. There's a called strike on the inner half of the plate. So count now 1-1 to Fitzsimmons. He's the number 4 hitter for Sioux Falls East. There's a swing and a foul ball right back at the press box. Thank goodness we had the net there, otherwise we'd probably get one in the box. Our scoreboard guy probably would have caught that one. Right? You don't have that good of hands. 1-2 now to Fitzsimmons, and the pitch a little bit high. That was a good pitch there by Tori. See if he was going to go after the high cheese. He didn't. Fitzsimmons held off, so it's 2-2 now to Fitzsimmons. Tori Ulick looks into Miller for the sign. And he delivers, swing and a miss, strike 3, nice pitch there for Tori Ulick as he gets the first out of the inning. So on a swing and a miss there. So Tori Ulick with his first strikeout recorded here. This is going to bring up Jackson Lechtenberg, the third baseman for Sioux Falls East. So Tori Ulick delivers. There's a rope out to right field. Is the wind going to blow that one foul? It's fair. Just landed inside the foul line. So Lechtenberg rounding first, headed to second, and boy, that one landed just fair over in the right field corner as Sterling Warney had to chase that one down in the corner.
Again, it gets up in the air. You just don't know what it's going to do. Maybe he thought that one was going to carry out, and that one just right on the line.
Right on the line. So I don't.
Now batting.
So that's going to bring up now on a double. First hit given up there by Tori Ulick, and bringing up now Gage shaping, the right fielder for Sioux Falls East, and he watches the first ball go by. It's called a ball. So Gage shaping the right fielder, and Sterling Warney playing awful shallow out there in right field as well. And the delivery by Ulick just inside, so it's going to be 2-0 count now, 2 shaping. 1 out here for Sioux Falls East in the top of the second. We're still tied at 0. Lechtenberg hit a double to the right field corner, so he's on second base and getting his lead out there. Ulick delivers a little bit. Yeah, it was right across the letters. Strike 1, excuse me. Got a text message from Matt Bone. He says looking good, so thanks Matt for letting us know it's looking good and sound is good, he said. So, and we're going to third, and it was a hit and run, I'm betting you, and it's a base hit to left field. And the run will score easy as Loosemore gets it back into the infield. So base hit to left field by Gage shaping allows the run to score. So 2 hits in a row here produces a run.
Isaac bobbled that ball a little bit, thought maybe he might be able to get a throw in and maybe have a play at the plate, but just not able to handle it and get it in.
So pickoff attempt at first base. Back in time is the runner shaping. It's going to bring up Jackson Bowe, the designated hitter for Sioux Falls East. Yeah, Lucy charged that one like he was going to try and come home with that one because it could have been a possible play at the plate if he'd had the throw on target. And that one's high, ball 1. Thanks for the text message, Matt. Appreciate it. Bone family, big baseball supporters in Wahpeton as well. Sioux Falls East with the lead now, and there goes the runner heading to second, and it's bobbled there by Miller behind the plate. No play at second, so it's stolen base for shaping. As the wind, gust of wind took hit it on our camera. We're right there, I think. Nice catch, Brian.
Thanks.
We had the window closed to begin with, but we had to open the window. We were getting a little bit too much glare off the glass, so we opened the window a little bit, and the wind blowing directly in as Bowe squares to bunt right away. He's going to stay there with the bunt, and we're going to catch a runner at third. Did they get it down in time? Yes, they did. They got him on the steal attempt, heading to third base from Miller to Thompson, and that is a putout for out number 2, and it goes 2-5 on the putout attempted steal. So that's out number 2 as Jackson Bowl squared the bunt, and I think he was just trying to deflect attention to this runner that was stealing. And Ulick delivers. That's strike 2, I believe, or is it strike 1? 3-1 according to the scoreboard, so we'll go with that. I lost track of the count and I wasn't keeping track of the pitches. So 2 outs here in the top of the second. Sioux Falls East scored their first run. And a swing and a miss. That'll run the count full now to Jackson Bowe, the designated hitter for Sioux Falls East. So 2 straight base hits, a double and a single, allows a run to score for Sioux Falls East on the earned run. Torrey Ulick now on the payoff pitch. 3-2, 2 outs, a little bit low, ball 4 as Jackson Bowe draws the walk. That's going to bring up Andrew Glovich for Sioux Falls East.
Now batting number 9, Andrew Glovich.
He's the first baseman for Sioux Falls East. 2 outs now. Runner on first for Torrey Ulick. Sioux Falls East 1, Wahpeton nothing here in the top of the second. There's the pitch and call strike on the outer half of the plate. And in the 7th place game, the Fargo Jets defeated Sioux Falls West 8-5 for 7th place. In the 5th place game, completed just before our game, East Grand Forks defeated the Fargo Bombers 12-0. There's a pitch, and it looks like it went right off of the shin guard of Jordan Miller and flies up and heads down the third baseline. There's no attempt at second base, so the runner advances easily on the pass ball. So 1-1 count now, 2 outs. Runner at second base is Jackson Bowe. Glovich at the plate, 1-1. Torrey Ulick gets the sign from Miller, looks back at second. The delivery. Swing and a miss, foul tip. So the count goes to 1-2 now. And there was 2 Sioux Falls teams here, the Sioux Falls East and Sioux Falls West. Sioux Falls West is who the Wahpeton team defeated last night, and now they're playing Sioux Falls East in the 3rd place game here at Jack Williams Stadium. Torrey Ulick delivers, and the runner goes, and that is strike 3 and a swing and a miss, but Miller dropped the ball and has to go to first for the putout. So strikeout, swinging strikeout, and then it's 2-3 for the putout. So Sioux Falls scores 1 run on 2 hits, and there were no Wahpeton errors and 1 left on base. So at the end of an inning and a half, Sioux Falls East 1, Wahpeton 0.
Second Sioux Falls, 1 run on 2 hits, 0 errors, and 1 left on base.
So that's going to bring Dawson Hoffman, the designated hitter for Wahpeton, up to the plate to lead off the bottom of the second for Wahpeton. Dawson Hoffman yesterday, he went 0 for 3 yesterday, but he did put the bat on the ball. He hit the ball hard a couple of different times to the shortstop and then once to the third baseman. But he did reach on an error to the third baseman on his 3rd at bat yesterday, so he did get on base. So Dawson looking to put the bat on the ball. Dawson can put some meat behind the ball too if he tags one too.
If he gets a hold of it, yeah.
So Hutchinson comes out for Sioux Falls East, and he had a relatively easy first inning in the first inning against Wahpeton. He got Jake Ulick to ground out to first, and then he had 2 strikeouts after that to Loosemore and Miller. So Dawson Hoffman, the number 4 hitter for Wahpeton, is going to come up now and see if he can get something started offensively for Wahpeton. So it's on deck is going to be Nick Thompson and then Hunter Wamry. Both guys had hits yesterday. Nick Thompson actually got hit by a pitch, I think, twice yesterday, didn't he, Brian?
Twice yesterday, yeah.
And then Sterling Morning got nailed a couple times too. Well, the warm-ups are done by Hutchinson.
Leading off the bottom of the second.
And here comes Dawson Hoffman.
DH Dawson Hoffman.
Dawson looking down to Coach Gilbertson at third base, see if there's anything special going on, and Gilby didn't flash any signs, so I'm assuming he's got a green light here, starting out the first pitch with Hutchinson in the bottom of the second. Sioux Falls East 1, Wahpeton 0, and the pitch outside, ball 1 to Dawson Hoffman. Getting to 15 U's, congratulations to them. They won their early game this morning at 9:15. They're going to be playing in the championship game over at South Fargo at 4:45, so if anybody's got a chance to go watch them, you can certainly do that. Hutchinson delivers a 1-ball, no-strike pitch. Now it's 2-0, so Hoffman being patient at the plate. Let's see if he holds off on a 2-0 count now and looks for ball 3, or if he's going to be green lighted and ready to swing. Pitch, swing and a miss. Goes out of the catcher's glove and goes back to the backstop, so it's 2-1 now to Dawson Hoffman. I've seen Dawson rip that ball down the third base line several times, and left fielder's giving him some gap over there in left field. Let's see if he can do that here in this strong wind straight out of center field in toward home plate again here at Jack Williams. Hutchinson settles and delivers. There's a swing, and it's a pop fly to center field. Huseman comes over, and it's going to drop there as that thing headed toward center field, and it ended up behind second base. So that wind really took her, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
You know, the wind blowing in the way that it is, it started out towards center field and just gets carried over. You got 3 players going for it. Nobody's able to get to it.
So base hit there for Dawson Hoffman that headed towards center field. And it blew over and ended up behind the second base area. Again, I think it kind of surprised the second baseman and the right fielder on that wind that took it over that direction. So it falls in for a base hit for Dawson. He'll take it. It looks good in the book. Helps the average. Nick Thompson up now, third baseman for Wahpeton. Big guy at the plate. He's going to watch first pitch, ball outside. So Nick again yesterday, he had a double yesterday. He had a couple RBIs, or 1 RBI too, I think I said there earlier. So Nick Thompson at the plate now. Dawson Hoffman at first, and he's going to lace one to right field, but it's right at Shaping in right field, and he's going to squeeze that one for out number 1. And Hoffman has to retreat, so F9 on Nick Thompson, flying out to Shaping out in right field. So that's first out for Wahpeton.
Yeah, that's one that was hit right at the right fielder, a little bit easier to handle than one that gets up in the air and then gets carried by the wind.
Yep. Didn't have to move very far. He came in a couple steps, and that was about it. So that brings up Hunter Wamry. Hunter had a single yesterday with an RBI, and he pitched the final inning yesterday for Wahpeton. Takes strike 1 across the plate. So Hunter Wamry. Hunter came in and had a little bit of difficulty. Gave up 3 hits in a row, and they scored a couple of runs on him, but then he shut him down after that, and Wahpeton ended up winning 7-3 yesterday in 5 innings because of the time limit. So Wamry takes ball 1 outside and in the dirt. Nice stop there by the catcher, Fitzsimmons. We'll see if Wahpeton can start running the pitch count up here a little bit now on Hutchinson.
He did a good job of that yesterday, being patient at the plate,
Yep.
having Sioux Falls West get high in their pitch count.
So 1-1, 1 out. Delivery is high, ball 2. 2-1 is Hunter Wamry. Watch that one, goes across the bill of his helmet. Coach Gilbertson at third base, flashing signs. Again, Coach McNary is not here today. He had to go back for a death in the family. Again, we sympathies and condolences to Carrie and her family, and Kelly. There's a swing, and that one's right back up the middle. Second baseman bobbles it, and he gets it over to shortstop for the force out at second, but that's going to allow Wamry to get in to first base safely on the fielder's choice. Second baseman tried to make it on the side off his hip there and didn't quite make a clean play. Otherwise, they might have had a double play because it was hit hard.
Yeah, a little bobble there helped save the double play. The ball was hit hard. Could have been just an easy flip to the shortstop and to get 2.
So brings up the left-handed hitting Torrey Ulick, the pitcher for Wahpeton. And Torrey yesterday laced a triple to the right center field gap yesterday, and with his speed, he got into third base easily on that triple, and he's going to look to lay down a bunt, and that pitch is outside. Now the third baseman creeps in, the third baseman, Lechtenberg. Now he's going to play the edge of the grass here, so he takes away that bunt possibility for Torrey. With his left-handed hitting and his speed, he would have, if he could lay one down right on the third base side, he'd have been able to probably beat that out. So Hunter Wamry at first, 2 outs for Wahpeton. Torrey Ulick at the plate, 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a miss, 1-1 now. And dogs, if you can hear them in the background, are welcome here at Jack Williams Stadium, but they have to be on a leash. And we've got a few dogs around here. See a Dalmatian over on the first base side. Torrey Ulick, 1-1, 2 outs. Wamry at first. The delivery by Hutchinson goes high, ball 2. 2-1 now to Torrey Ulick. Again, both Fargo teams played in the earlier 2 games, so not as large a crowd today. 2-1, 2 outs to Torrey Ulick. Hutchinson steps back off the rubber as his third baseman's having some issues over there with his equipment. Now he puts, now he's got to go back to his back pocket again. Now he puts his hand in his glove and he's ready for play. And a delivery, swing, and a chopper up the middle again to the second baseman. He makes the play cleanly that time, tosses it over to second for the force out at second, and gets Wamry for the third out on the force play. So 4-6 on the put out, and a fielder's choice for Torrey Ulick. So that's going to end the second inning for Wahpeton. They are retired with no runs, 1 hit. There were no Sioux Falls East errors and 1 left on base. So they're so far here in the first 2 innings, Wahpeton has only left 1 runner on base, and then last night they had 8 runners left on base. So.
Just a reminder, please help keep Jack Williams clean.
So we are again at beautiful Jack Williams Stadium here in Fargo, North Dakota, at the Joe Parmer Red River Classic tournament here. It's normally a Legion tournament, but of course in North Dakota right now they don't have any Legion games going on, so the Babe Ruth division in North Dakota was more than welcoming to the teams to accept them into the senior Babe Ruth so they could at least get some baseball games in. They will have a East Division tournament, and they will have a state tournament. However, the state tournament is as far as they will go. There's a non-advancing state tournament, so after the state tournament there's no more play for the winner of the state tournament. So that's what's going on. Teams are not supposed to be wearing their Legion uniforms, especially if it's got the Legion patch. So Wahpeton boys, as you can see here, in their dark blue uniforms, and their tops with red numbers on the back and red writing across the front in Wahpeton. They do not have Legion patches on them due to the Legion rules, so they had to go out and buy these uniforms new here just before the season started. Just a note there too, Brian, with the season the way it is in Minnesota not having a Legion season, the Breckenridge team joined our division on our east side division here in Senior Babe Ruth.
Just a short trip across the river.
Yeah, Breckenridge is going to be playing their home games in Wahpeton because their regular field is in the Minnesota side, so they're going to be playing their games until further notice. And there's a bunt attempt there down the third base line. Thompson fields it clean. He's going to get it over to first base, and it's in the dirt and not playable, and it's going to be an error on the throw as the runner, Ryan Huseman, goes to second base.
You know, that's one of those plays where you have to decide if you're going to, hang on to it, if you're not able to make the throw, and just save the error and keep him at first base.
Yep. So that's going to bring up the leadoff hitter here, Charlie Mickelson, as Huseman, the center fielder, gets the bunt, and I throw would have been there. I think he would have been out. So that's why we called it an error. Here's another possible attempt at a bunt by Mickelson as he squares early, and Torrey Ulick steps off and chases the runner back to second base.
Now batting number 8 for Charlie.
So it could be interesting here if Mickelson drops another bunt here with nobody out and try to get the runner over to third. He's again squaring early. Torrey Ulick is in a set position now, and he delivers. He's still squared, and there's strike call in the outer half of the plate. So Mickelson did not pull the bat back, but he did not offer an attempt at it either, but it was a called strike. So 0-1 now to Mickelson. Tori Ulick wheels and throws to short, and it was a nice play there by the boys as Home caught that one just in the dirt, and diving back to second base was Huseman. And he was safe. Close play there, Brian.
Close play. I thought he had him there.
Yeah, it was close. And Mickelson squaring already. He's got the bat out there like he's going to bunt, and he pulls it back, and he takes ball one. So 1-1 now to Mickelson. Again, Sioux Falls East might be looking to get the runner over to third. And third base coach giving some signals. So Mickelson again squares, puts the bat out there like he's going to bunt. Ulick delivers, and he leaves out, pulls it back for ball two. Pitch was outside. So 2-1 now to Mickelson. Tori Ulick getting behind in the count here with a runner at second base. We're in the top of the third. Sioux Falls East 1, Wahpeton 0. Nobody out. Again, Ulick wheels and throws, and that time it bounces off the runner's hip or elbow. It looks like he's holding his elbow. He looks like he got hit there.
Hurt there, yeah. Came down hard on his elbow.
Well, if the ball hit him there, yeah, it's left elbow, so it had to be his outside elbow. I think the ball hit the runner on the dive back to second, as you could probably see. So Mickelson ahead in the count here, 2-1. As Tori Ulick wheels and delivers, and there's an offer at that. Strike two as Wamry was charging in from first, and Getz was covering the bag at first. Thompson was staying home, so now the count is 2-2, so I doubt if we'll see a bunt attempt with two strikes. 2-2, nobody out, runner at second. Ulick delivers outside, ball three. Now it's a full count to Mickelson. Tori Ulick doesn't want to get runners on first and second here. He wants to try and get the out here somehow, whether it's a strikeout or possibly a ground ball to the left side. And he comes high with that one, ball four on the base off balls. Now Tori Ulick gets the first two runners on now with a error and a base on balls, and Coach Gilbertson wants to come out and talk about it, Brian. Settle down the youngster a little bit.
Settle him down a little bit. You got off to a good start, and you get one on base with an error, and then you walk one. You just got to settle down and just start putting the ball over the plate. Pitch and catch like we talked about yesterday. Isaac got himself in a jam a couple times, but able to get himself out. So we'll see if Tori can do that.
Yep. And he looks like Coach Gilbertson's talking to the defense a little bit more so than he is to the pitcher Tori Ulick. We'll see what happens here. He's maybe trying to figure out what's going to happen if there's a bunt, and who's going where and who's doing what. As the umpire walks out now to say, "Okay, Coach, you've had enough time." But that's probably what Coach Gilbertson went out there for, just as much as anything, is with nobody out and runners on first and second. What is everybody doing on a possible bunt
just
attempt?
cover every situation that you can. Make sure everybody knows what they're doing.
Yep.
Less decisions that you have to make in the moment. So
Yep.
just prepare yourself for any option that you have.
I know as a baseball coach, you tell each player that if that ball is hit to me, what do I do with it? Where do I go? And it's one of those situations right now with runners on first and second and nobody out. So if it hit to the left side, what do you do? And again, Barron squares right away, offering a bunt, and he pulls it back, and he's going to swing, and it's a ground ball right up the middle, and vacated the area by Tome, and Jake Ulick's going to throw it into home, and Miller does a nice job of stopping that one on the two-hopper coming into the home plate on a base hit right up the middle, as Mason Tome was headed to third base on the possible bunt attempt there, Brian.
Yeah, he's preparing for the bunt and then started to shift over. If he stays in his normal position, he might be able to make a play on that ball.
So now the bases are juiced here for Sioux Falls East, and Tori Ulick in a jam here with nobody out. We're going to bring up the number 3 hitter, Mason Torud, who flew out to the third baseman, Nick Thompson, in the first inning in his first at bat. And the pitch and a ground ball foul right to the third base coach. Made a nice play right in the stomach and gets it back over to Tori Ulick. So one strike now for Tori Ulick as he faces Mason Torud, the shortstop for Sioux Falls East. Tori Ulick finding himself in a jam here. Corners are in. And That's low for ball one, 1-1. I think Jordan Miller wanted that one to call strike. He looks back at the umpire. Where was it?
It's like, are you sure?
Yeah. You want to change your mind? So Tori Ulick delivers the 1-1 pitch. That one's outside. Nice stop by Miller on the outside, as it was in the batter's box of the left-handed hitter. So Tori Ulick falling behind in the count here, 2-1. And no room at the end, as they say, with bases loaded. Again, Wamry and Thompson inside the bases. The middle infielders are deep. That one's outside. Ball 3. So the count now goes to 3-1. And as we talked about yesterday, Brian, 3-1's hitter's pitch. Boy, you can sit for that fastball, and if it's there, you can rip away on it. If it's a breaking ball, you can live to see another pitch. And there's the delivery, high, ball 4, so a walk gives up a run to Sioux Falls East here, as crossing the plate is Ryan Huseman, who was the number 9 hitter, who got on the bunt attempt and the error.
Now batting catcher number 6, Tristan.
You just got to forget about it. Let that one go, and put the ball across the plate, and let your teammates help you out and get some outs.
Here comes the catcher, Tristan Fitzsimmons. He struck out in his first attempt and takes low, ball 1. Oh, and the ball is overthrown by Miller back to Ulick, but backs that one up and gets it in. Not what you want to see with bases loaded is a errant throw right now. Again, 1 ball, no strikes. Ulick delivers. That's high, ball 2. Tori's struggling to find the plate right now. Again, pitching here in game number 4 of a tournament, it gets pretty tight. And especially with a league game for Wahpeton on Monday night and another league game on Wednesday night for Wahpeton. So they don't want to burn up all their pitching either. There's a call strike. So 2-1 now, and again overthrown, and the third runner at third starts to charge in. So Jordan struggling with that wind back to the pitcher, Tori Ulick. That's 2 over Tori's head now. The runner does not advance. There's a swing and a rip up the middle again, in the middle for a base hit. Jake Ulick fields it and gets it in a hurry back toward home plate as Miller fields that one. So a base hit drives in another run for Fitzsimmons and Sioux Falls East. So 2 runs here now in the top of the third. Makes a score 3-0 in favor of Sioux Falls East.
Now batting for Sioux Falls.
Again, you give up a few runs here. You still just gotta play baseball. Just relax a little bit, put it out of your mind, and get that first out so you can get going.
I believe we're going to see. Let's see. We got a courtesy runner heading over to first base for Sioux Falls East. That is Miles Reese going over to first base. He's going to run for the catcher, and it looks like we're going to have a pitching change, I believe. Looks like, yep, Tori Ulick's walking back toward the dugout. J-Mill is going in, so I'm guessing that Jordan Miller is going to come in and pitch for Wahpeton, and Isaac Loosemore is going to go in and put the gear on because Isaac came in from left field. So we're going to have a break in the action here, so as Wahpeton is going to change pitching and catching. So Tori will probably go out to left, will be my guess. Tori's record here, he's 2+ innings, gave up 3 runs, and he gave up 3 hits, and the runners on the bases, and again the bases are loaded, are all charged to him. Whether they if they score, they'll be charged to him, as Coach Lance Getz came out and made the pitching change. So Jordan Miller got his gear off right away. Thomas Ulrich comes out from the dugout to warm him up here as Isaac Loosemore is back in the dugout putting on the gear. Jordan Miller, the right-hander, comes in and starts his warm-up tosses. And it looks like Tori's going to head out to left field, doesn't it?
Yep. Looks like he's going out to left. Yep.
So Tori Ulick.
Number 10, Jordan Miller.
Gonna head out to left field and replace Isaac Loosemore, who comes in to catch for Wahpeton here. And then Jordan Miller here, I'm updating my scorebook, comes in the top of the third here with nobody out and bases loaded. So pretty good jam here for Jordan to come in and face everybody.
Be a little tough here. You were a pitcher. What's it like coming in and the bases juiced like this?
I loved it.
Yeah.
I did. I was glad for the challenge, you know, and I had a different mentality probably than some guys do. It is tough to come in, especially if you've been catching, and now all of a sudden you got to change your own mentality. I never had to catch and come in and do this, but he was usually playing first base as a lefty, and come in and pitched, and not too often that I had to come into a relief position, but when I did, I wanted the ball. Let me do this, and I think most any pitcher would love to do that. So
Just give it to you and let you go. Right?
just give it to me and let me go. Yeah. And right now, I'm not gonna show him my heat. I came out when I was warming up. I wouldn't show the heat. Hopefully, catch some hitters off base or off speed on my speed of my pitches. And then I come out and throw a heat right down the middle right away and challenge them right away. So we'll see what Jordan Miller does. The on-deck hitters, usually you see them on the sides there, they'll set to your timing and their swings and stuff, so that's why I always used to do that. Made sure my arm was always loose and ready to go. So if it was hitters that I'd seen before, of course it's a little different. They know that you can either throw heat or whatever you throw. And
Tough for pitchers coming in that
It
are
is.
playing in the game. You don't get a chance to go to the bullpen and warm
Right.
up. You gotta, come from your position that you're playing and try and get yourself ready.
again, Jordan was the starting catcher here for Wahpeton, and again, that's a different mindset for him. You know, he's the receiver, and now he's the delivery guy. So Jordan Miller is going to take his first pitch to Jackson Lechtenberg, third baseman. He hit a double in his first at bat, and he's going to get another base hit here as he lines one to right field, picked up by Sterling Warney. He gets it back in a hurry, brings it home to home plate, and base hit on the first pitch swinging. Gets another run in for Sioux Falls East as Wahpeton falls behind now 4-0. Nice base hit there on that first pitch.
Hit well, just right into the gap there. And Wahpeton just needs to get that first out here in this inning. Get yourself going again.
So Madison Nelson Gira joined the crew down below there, the fans for Wahpeton. So Maddie's getting his break into broadcasting too as well. I know he's going to school for that kind of things and communications. So Maddie down there waved at us.
Get him up here and put him to work.
We could. Miller delivers, swing and a foul ball. I believe that's strike two, is it not? Let's see what the umpire says. Maybe it's just strike one.
Strike one on the scoreboard right now.
So Gage shaping at the plate. Hit a single to left field in his first at bat. He's going to follow that one off to the first base coach's box, and that one dribbles foul. So strike two for sure, and no balls. So Miller gets ahead in the count, 0-2. Bases juiced, nobody out. Wahpeton trails 4-0. There's a ground ball to short. Home gets it, bobbles it. He's going to get the second. The runner is safe as he bobbled it there just as it took that short off to Mason. Couldn't quite make the play in time to force the out at second. So error on Mason Tome.
Close play there, just came off the dirt a little weird, not able to handle it, and just a little bit short getting it over to second base.
And the runner had a good jump off of first base, heading to first base. And we have a pinch runner over at first base. That's Jacob Golovich.
Now batting DH number 13.
It's going to bring up Jackson Bowe, the designated hitter for Sioux Falls East. Runs the score now to 5-0. Sioux Falls East, 4 runs here in the top of the third, and nobody out. Jordan Miller delivers a little bit high, ball one. Wahpeton's got to get the bats fired up here, Coach, when they come back here. In
Definitely do.
half.
Definitely do. Just got to get this first out here and get things going and get out of this inning.
Here's pitch high, ball 2, Jordan Miller.
You know, yesterday we saw Sioux Falls West kind of go through a stretch like this where, you know, we took advantage of some of their pitching, a couple errors, and you know, long inning where they gave up some runs, but you know they're able to settle down and kind of get back in it.
Good point. There's call strike and a throw down to third by Loosemar, and the runner's back safe over at third base. So 2-1 the count now as Jordan Miller takes the rubber and looks into Isaac Loosemar, who's now the catcher for Wahpeton. Again, bases loaded, nobody out. 5-0 lead. That one comes up a little bit high for Jordan Miller. 3-1. Now to the hitter, Jackson Bowe. In the designated hitter, Jackson in his first attempt threw a walk in the first at-bat that he had in the second inning. And the delivery, swing and a fly ball out to Torrey Ulick in left field. He's got to chase that one over toward the line. He makes the catch, and the runner does not tag as the throw comes home right on the mark on a one-hopper to Isaac Loosemar. So there you go, Coach. You got your first out on the F7.
Now let's see if it changes the mentality a little bit. You got that first one. Now let's get the next one and then get ourselves out of the inning.
Brings up Andrew Glovich, the first baseman.
Number 9, Andrew Glovich.
So again, see if we can get in the right state of mind, as my partner Brian Watson just said. One out now for Sioux Falls East, and Miller delivers in the dirt, but a good stop there by Lucy as he keeps the runner at bay there at third base and doesn't allow him to come in. Just bounced back into the grass behind home plate. So 1 ball, no strikes. Again, Jake Ulick in center field, again playing a few steps in closer. Jake's got good speed, so he can get back in a hurry if he needs to, but that wind is from dead center blowing in. Miller delivers, swing and a chopper foul right to the third base coach, picks it up, gets it back over to Jordan Miller. So it is a 1-1 count now to Andrew Glovich, first baseman for Sioux Falls East. In a sunny, warm day here at Jack Williams Stadium, historic, beautiful Jack Williams Stadium in Fargo. 1-1 count. The pitch, called strike on the inner half of the plate, strike 2. So 1-2 now as Miller gets ahead in the count. Nice to get a strikeout here, Brian.
Definitely be nice here.
Jordan Miller settles and delivers. There, it hits him in the hip. Not what he wanted there on a 1-2 count. And he hits the batter, Glovich, and forces the run to come home. So that is the 5th run of the inning here for Sioux Falls East, and the bases are still loaded.
Sioux Falls center fielder number 7, Ryan.
Like I said, similar to yesterday with Sioux Falls West, you know, they had difficulties pitching. They hit a couple of our players, so things a little bit reversed here right now.
So we are batting around here as Huseman comes back up to the plate here, and he bunt attempted in the first time around here, just this inning, and to lead off the inning, and he got on and reached first as he takes strike 1. So the count is 1-1 now to Huseman. He attempted a bunt to third base line, and Thompson fielded it, but it was an errant throw to first base, and he got the second, and he ended up scoring. So a swing and a miss, strike 2, and again the count goes to 1-2 on the hitter. So let's see if Jordan Miller can do something here now, getting ahead in the count again. It's not where you wanted to hit a batter at that point. There's a little nubber off the fist there to the grandstand area on the first base side, fielded nicely there by Sandy Gilbertson. I don't think that's a keeper, Sandy. I think you got to get that one back. And she will. Just looking for somebody to give it to. Huseman on a 1-2 delivery here from Miller. The pitch, outside, strike 3 on the outside half of the plate, Brian. Good pitch there.
There it is. Get that second out, and now let's get ourselves out of the inning.
So now you got to force it any bag, so you don't have to throw it if you have to. So ground ball towards the bags, you can just step on a bag and get the out. And a force play at home too. we got 2 outs now, 5 runs across for Sioux Falls East. Bases are still loaded. 6-0 lead for Sioux Falls East here in the top of the 3rd. There's a ground ball to Getz, and it goes under his glove. It scooted underneath his glove on the air, and that's going to get 1 run and possibly 2. And it does. 2 more runs for Sioux Falls East, and then the throw comes home, allowing the runner Mickelson to advance to second on the throw. So 2 runs score for Sioux Falls East, and the runners advance to second and third.
Now batting for Sioux Falls, number 4.
Yeah, I think Isaac like to have that one back.
Second baseman, number 3.
Not necessarily routine, but hit at him, hit pretty hard.
That's going to bring up Barron. In his first at bat, he grounded out to second base, and then he hit a single right up the middle in his second at bat, so he's 1 for 2 on the day. Yeah, that one just kind of scooted by Isaac Getz. It took a low hop on that second one and scooted right underneath his glove out in the right field, and Sterling Warney picked it up. So again, and it was a balk there because Jordan Miller dropped the ball and he was on the rubber, so a balk unfortunately brings in another run for Sioux Falls East here in the top of the 3rd, and the runners advance. So Jordan unfortunately dropped the ball, which is considered a balk while he's on the rubber. And the delivery on the 1-1 count off of Jordan's glove, but right to Getz, right in second base, and he throws it over to Wahpeton for the out. So it's basically a 1-4-3 putout on the assist with Jordan Miller. Went off the edge of his glove, and it bounced right into Isaac Getz's glove for the 3rd out. So let's see here, Brian. In the top of the 3rd for Sioux Falls East, they score 8 runs, and they had how many hits? I got 1, 2. I only have 2 hits, Brian. 1, 2. Did I do that right? 1, 2. I have 2 hits is all I got there in that inning.
Yeah, you had a couple errors there, and then you had the hit by pitch too as well.
Yep. So a tough inning there for the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth team. It is a 2-hour time limit. We had our first pitch at 1:34, and it's 2:29, so about the first hour is gone here. Disappeared, but we're only in the 3rd inning. It is an 8-run inning or an 8-run rule, excuse me. So Wahpeton's got to score some runs here to come back and.
First International Bank Truck for supporting Fargo Close 2 baseball. Check out the mobile banking features.
8 runs after 5.
After 5, yeah. I was just looking. Sioux Falls East came in with a new pitcher here. Kind of surprised me a little bit. Now pitching for Sioux Falls East, number 12, Jack. It looks like it's Nessie. I couldn't quite read the coach's handwriting, but I'm assuming it's Nessie. So we got a new pitcher for Sioux Falls East here that came into the game here for Sioux Falls East here in the bottom of the 3rd. And I have him down as Jack Nessie. So Nessie comes in, and he's going to face in the bottom of the 3rd for Wahpeton. Coming up is going to be Sterling Warney, and then Isaac Getz, and we'll go to the top of the order after that with Jake Ulick. So 8, 9, 1 hitters coming up for Wahpeton here in the bottom of the 3rd. Again, Wahpeton hoping to score some runs and get back into this game a little bit here before it gets too out of hand here for Wahpeton. Again, the Wahpeton guys are hurting a little bit on the pitching side. Sawyer Malmy is out with an injury. He's not even going to be able to play in the tournament, then I don't think they're going to allow him to play at all, even in the game on Monday night. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play on Wednesday either. So Warney at the plate now. Takes strike 1 at the knees. So yeah, tough for Wahpeton here with a couple of pitchers not able to go here.
Tough when you're short pitchers.
Yep. And one's due to an injury. And Sterling Warney squares, puts it right down third base, and the third baseman Lechtenberg comes in, tosses it over to first, and he gets the out to Glovich.
Good play by third.
Yep. As soon as Sterling squared, third baseman Lechtenberg was charging and made a nice play. Gloved it nicely, and nice throw over to first for the first out.
Next for Wahpeton, number 22, second baseman Isaac Getz.
So that brings up Isaac Getz for the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth. Isaac, second baseman, swings and fouls that one, nubs off towards the first base line. His dad picks it up over in the first base coach's box and gets it back in to the pitcher. Again, new pitcher for Sioux Falls, Nessie. I'm guessing is how you pronounce his name. It could be just Ness. It's Nesse, the way it looked on the coach's card. And Getz drives one out to deep left field. Mickelson goes back, And swirling wind, but he does make the catch in medium deep left field there on that swirling one. So it was a little tough play, but the left fielder Mickelson made the nice play and caught the ball.
Turned around the circles there.
Yeah.
Found it and wasn't sure and turned himself around and able to find it again and make the play.
Yep. That brings up Jake Ulick, center fielder for Wahpeton. He drops the bunt and it goes foul behind the plate. Again, with the first baseman playing deep, you can maybe expect to see Jake drop another one that way. Third baseman's coming in now to the edge of the grass again. First baseman way behind first base. We'll see if he tries to push one down there again. He does. And that one goes foul into the first base dugout almost. Going to be retrieved there by Loosemore, and he's going to hold on to it. And Sandy did give the ball back to Lucy, so Lucy's got the ball that she retrieved earlier. And the pitch to Ulick goes above his head, so it's a 1-2 count now to Jake Ulick. Two outs here in the bottom of the third for Wahpeton. They trail Sioux Falls East 9-0 as Ulick swings, puts his bat on the ball. That's going to drop into right field for a base hit. So it was more of a protection swing there. We looked by Jake to get that ball into the outfield, but it was first a single for Jake.
Just trying to lay the bat out there and just make contact, see if he can't get it out in the outfield, and drops right in for him.
So that's going to bring up the catcher, Isaac Loosemore. And Isaac started out in left field, and when Miller came in to pitch, Isaac came in to catch. Lucy in his first at bat struck out in the first inning. There's a pitch outside, ball one. Nice fielding job there by Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher for Sioux Falls East. Two outs here in the bottom of the third. Runner on first is Jake Ulick on his single to right field. Lucy swings, chopper to short, fielded by Tolrud, gets it over to force out at second to Barron for the put out, and that will end the inning for Wahpeton on the 6-4 put out. So in the bottom of the third for Wahpeton, no runs, one hit by Jake Ulick, a single to right, and no Sioux Falls East errors, and one left on base. So we've got 3 innings complete here
After the bottom of the third for Wahpeton.
at Jack Williams Stadium here in Fargo, North Dakota.
No errors.
Sioux Falls East 9, Wahpeton 0. And again, want to thank everybody for tuning in today to Three Borders Sports Network. Again, a beautiful day. It's a little breezy day here, Brian, but again, a beautiful day for baseball again. Unfortunately, the breeze is a little too much.
I think we'll take any sports that we can get right now.
There you
Any
go. Good
spectator
point.
sports that we can get, just to be outside. And everybody's been inside and been cooped up a little bit, so be out here in the open air and watch a little baseball. I think people are happy with that.
Yeah, it's a great point, Brian, here with the COVID that happened. Everybody everybody's glad to get outside and just to be out and enjoy some outdoor sports and some active things. And we heard rumors that the COVID was going to limit the number of players in the dugout, but a couple of the games that we've been to, they have not limited the players. They do not shake hands after a game at home plate like they used to. They just come outside the dugouts, and it's a tip of the cap to each respective team. So some things have been limited there. But not very many people here today wearing masks. In fact, I haven't seen any today at all wearing masks. They do have every other row shut off in the grandstands, but everybody's enjoying some outdoor baseball. And again, just if you joined us late here, Breckenridge has joined the East Division in the North Dakota Senior Babe Ruth League. So because the Grand Forks team dropped out, it allowed a position open. We only had 11 teams, and now with 12 teams, Breckenridge joining, they will be in our league and be playing for a spot. So there'll be a division foe when we play them on the 4th of July. So Miller going to deliver to Tolrud here, leading off the top of the 4th, and Miller starts out with ball one, just off the plate, outside.
They won't have to wait till the 4th of July to play them.
Don't we?
No, they'll play them in league play.
Yeah. So, but I don't know I haven't seen the updated schedule, to be honest with you. That one's high, ball two. Mason Tolrud in his first at bat grounded out to Thompson, and then walked in his second at bat here in the third inning. And in the third inning, of course, Sioux Falls East batted around. scoring any runs. There's a drive out to center, and Jake Ulick goes over to the right, and the wind's blowing that one, but he chases it down in right center field for the putout. F8 on the putout for Jake Ulick.
Jake can cover a lot of ground. He's able to get under that one.
Yeah, the wind, I think he kind of took off as a slow trot, thinking he was going to get to it, and then he seen it, the wind took care of it, and he had to get on his horse a little bit to catch that one in right field, in right center field. It's going to bring up Tristan Fitzsimmons, the catcher, in his first at bat. Struck out, second at bat, singled up the middle. So we'll see what Tristan Fitzsimmons does in his third at bat. That one's outside, ball one, on the delivery from Miller to Isaac Loosemore behind the plate. Again, defense is still the same for Wahpeton. Fitzsimmons, the catcher for Sioux Falls East. And that one's inside, ball two. 2-0 now to Fitzsimmons. Defensively around the infield, Wamry at first, Getz at second, Tome at short, and Thompson at third. Loosemore at the catcher position. And the pitch by Miller on the 2-0 count. That one's a called strike on the inside corner, so it's 2-1 now to Fitzsimmons. The outfield looks in left field, Torrey Ulick in left, Jake Ulick in center, and Sterling Warney in right. Top of the fourth, Wahpeton trails 9-0. Miller delivers, almost hit Fitzsimmons. And that's going to be a ball, so it's 3-1 now. One out. Miller wants to make sure these guys earn their way onto base, Brian. He doesn't want to give up any free passes here and get the merry-go-round started again. Miller delivers the 3-1 pitch. Swing, and it's just out of the reach of Nick Thompson at third base. Torrey Ulick goes over to get it, and he's going to go to second and see what happens on the throw. Tone gets it over on the cutoff to Getz, and it bounces away from Isaac Getz on that one. I don't think Torrey Ulick expected Fitzsimmons to make that corner and go.
I don't think he thought he was going to run. The ball might have been there in time. Just got broken up with the slide.
Now running for Sioux Falls, third baseman, number
So
5.
on a double there by Fitzsimmons, he's 2 for 3 on the day. It's going to bring up Jackson Lechtenberg, the third baseman. He's 2 for 2 on the day. He's got a single out to right and a double. So he's looking to keep his perfect day going. As Miller delivers to Lechtenberg. Swing and a foul ball off the right field side, out of play. Sterling Warning gives it a chase, and he realized it was out of play, so he gave up on that one. So Wahpeton and Sioux Falls East playing here in the third place game. Again, in the championship game coming up after this one, Stephen Argyle will take on Duluth. There's a swing and a miss, strike 2. So it's 0-2 count now to Lechtenberg, the third baseman for Sioux Falls East. Miller settles in, looks back at second again, one more time, and now he comes home with the pitch. Strike 3, call it the letters, runner goes, and he's safe, and the overthrow down at third, and here comes the runner coming home. Torrey Ulick going to throw it home, throws on target, and he is tagged out by Loosemore at the plate. So it's an unconventional double play on the steal. And going home, Brian, recap that one for us.
You'll take 2 anytime that you can. Good throw by Ulick, and just a great tag there by Isaac.
So a swing and a miss on the strike call for the second out. Attempted stealing to third base by Fitzsimmons. He was safe, but the throw scooted away from Thompson out into left field. But Torrey Ulick picked that one up, and a good shot to home plate. And Lucy made the catch and put the tag on him at home and got the out. So that stopped the rally there in a hurry for Sioux Falls East here in the top of the fourth. So a good defensive inning there for Wahpeton. No runs, 1 hit by Sioux Falls East, and nobody left on base here after that unconventional double play. So
Torrey threw one of his best strikes of the day there from left field.
Did that one even bounce? Did that bounce?
I don't think it did. No.
I don't think it did. I think he caught that one in the air. So probably about 50 feet behind third base, maybe a little further than that. Torrey Ulick threw a strike to home plate there. Lucy made the tag, and it was kind of a snow cone tag there too. Where we are sitting here in the press box behind home plate, would look like a little white of the ball was showing out of his glove there, but it was a tag, and he was certainly out by a couple feet. So it was a good call by the umpire and good play by the Wahpeton guys. It was good that Torrey backed that one up. I guess that's why you say hustle, right?
Well, that's what you do. Everybody's got to do their part.
Fargo, Post 2 baseball.
You never know when you're
If
gonna
looking up
need to be there.
locate your business, contact Kelly Parrott.
So again, we're on a 2-hour time limit. We just crossed that 1-hour mark, so we've still got plenty of time. But the Wahpeton guys have got to score some runs here to shut down that 8-run rule. Again, there's an 8-run rule after 5, and right now they're down by 9. So they need to score 2 runs to keep it alive here in the bottom of the 4th and/or the bottom of the 5th. I'd be happy with more than that, but
I would.
yeah. All right, so we'll go over to our side of the book now, and we have Jordan Miller, the pitcher for Wahpeton, coming up to the plate. We got Miller, Hoffman, and Thompson coming up.
Now batting for
For-
Wahpeton, the bottom of the 4th inning, number 10.
Wahpeton,
pitcher
again, a
Jordan
nice text
Miller.
message from Matty Nelson Gira. He says he's here enjoying the game and listening, so we appreciate that. Matty, here's a fly ball out to left field. Let's see if the wind blows that one out of play. It's still in the field of play, but it goes out of play as the left fielder gives it chase and out of reach for him. And so it's as
Left fielder tried to climb in the bullpen to
yeah.
get that one over the fence there.
His momentum took him over just over the edge of the fence there, and he almost went head over heels into the bullpen area on the third base side. Again, Nessie on the mound for Sioux Falls East, delivers a strike. So it's 0-2 now to Jordan Miller. Jordan Miller in his first at bat struck out in the first inning. And I believe that was strike 3, and the catcher goes and gets a good line to first base and steps out of harm's way and gets the good throw down to first base for the putout on the swing and a miss and a drop strike.
Now batting for
First
Wahpeton,
put out there
Wahpeton,
for Sioux Falls East. So that's going to bring up a
Hoffman.
designated hitter, Dawson Hoffman. Dawson is his first at bat, got a single. Lead off the top of the second and was forced out on a 4-6 force out on his advancing play. So Nessie gets the first out of the inning here. 1 out, bottom of the 4th for Wahpeton. There's Hoffman's line drive right to the left fielder, though. That's one of those he put a bat right on the nose, Brian, but unfortunately was right at the left fielder. He didn't hardly move.
Hit it hard like he did yesterday, just like you said, right at him.
The left fielder moved about 2 steps to his left and made the line drive catch. Again, those are not easy, especially in this kind of wind, but the left fielder made the catch. That brings up Nick Thompson, third baseman. He flew out to right field in his first at bat. Nick with a double yesterday and an RBI, and he gets hit right in the middle of the back. So Nick, again, not a chance to swing the bat here as he gets hit by a pitch. I have to go to first base.
That looked like a replay of yesterday.
It did,
He
didn't it?
wasn't happy to get hit, and he
No.
tosses the bat aside and
Yeah,
makes his way down to first base.
the big guy wants to swing the bat. It's going to bring up Hunter Wamry.
Back pitch brings up
Hunter reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning when he forced out Dawson Hoffman at second base.
Wamry.
So Wamry at the plate takes outside corner for strike 1. Brad Hoffman down below here walking by and looking for the concession stand to get himself a refreshment.
I'll take a hot dog.
Or a hot dog, yeah. Swing and a miss there by Hunter Wamry, strike 1. So it's 1-1 now, or excuse me, 0-2 to Hunter Wamry. Jack Williams Stadium here has got a nice patio area out in front of the concession stand behind home plate with tables and some bar tables that you can stand at and enjoy your game. And that one's inside, almost hit Hunter on the left shoulder, but it didn't quite. I was hoping for a hit by pitch, but it didn't happen. He runs the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Wahpeton trails in the bottom of the 4th, 9-0. Wamry settles and looks, takes ball 2 outside as it bounces in the dirt on the outer part of the plate. So 2-2 count, 2 outs. Nick Thompson over at first base. Swing and a chopper off the leg of Hunter Wamry. Didn't really hurt too bad. He's not limping or nothing, not walking it off. So Hunter, the big guy, steps back into the box. Umpire retrieves the ball and everybody's ready for play. 2-2. 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th. Wahpeton takes ball 3 outside. That one crossed the batter's box on the left hand side. Catcher made a nice play to go out and get after it. Looks like we got a pinch hitter on deck there for Wahpeton. And that's ball 4. And that's outside, and the runners hustle to see if they can advance, but Wahpeton takes ball 4. And he advances to first as Nick Thompson goes towards second. So it looks like we got Dominic Anderson coming up to pinch hit here.
Pinch hitting number 6, Dominic Anderson.
So Dom Anderson comes in to pinch hit for Torrey Ulick with runners on first and second for Wahpeton. Dom looking for advancing the runners as he takes strike 1 right across the plate. So Dom steps his foot out, looks at Coach Gilbertson for any signals, and steps back into the batter's box as Nessie is set to deliver. Outside, ball 1, good eye there by the young man. 1-1, 2 outs, runners on first and second here. Wahpeton hoping to try and get a couple runs across to avoid that 8-run rule. Nessie delivers, swing, and it's fouled back into the netting behind home plate. And Anderson goes down 1-2 in the count. As his brother Jacoby retrieves the ball behind the home plate area. Nessie looks to deliver to Dom Anderson. That one's in the dirt, and that gets by as the catcher, so the runners advance now. They're both in scoring position here as they advance to second and third. Wahpeton to second, Thompson to third, and Dom Anderson runs the count 2-2.
Take anything you can get here. You know, kind of the same thing that happened to Wahpeton earlier in the game. You know, troubles on the mound can turn into some runs.
Get some runs here as Sterling Warney on deck. Dom Anderson with a chance here to advance the inning for Wahpeton. Swing and a chopper behind the plate, foul. 2-2, 2 outs to Dom Anderson. Wahpeton at second, getting his lead. Thompson at third, getting his lead. Nessie in the windup delivers a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a chopper to second base over to Barron. He picks it up cleanly and gets it over to first base. Glovich for the putout, and Wahpeton is retired, leaving 2 runners on base on the 4-3 putout for the 3rd out. So in the bottom of the 4th for Wahpeton, no runs, there were no hits, and 2 left on base, and there were no Sioux Falls East errors. So that's going to end the inning here in the top of the 4th, bottom of the 4th for Wahpeton again, with a 9-0 lead. Sioux Falls East has the 8-run advantage here that is required after 5 innings. So Wahpeton is going to have to, number 1, hold them here in the top of the 5th, Brian, and then B, they're going to have to score some runs they got to score at least 2 runs if they can hold Sioux Falls East and get back and stay in this game here for the 3rd place trophy.
Just have a good defensive inning, you know, limit the runs, no more runs, and then go to the plate and try and figure out a way to get 2 runs to keep this thing going.
Let's see who Sioux Falls got coming up. They've got the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters, so they're in the bottom part of the lineup, so that will be good, hopefully for Miller and defensively for the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth team. So hopefully here we can hold them to no runs or limit to the runs anyway. And I believe Thomas Ulrich is in to catch for Wahpeton as well here behind the plate. That is not Lucy. I'm assuming, I can't read the number through the catcher's gear, but I think it's number 3. Yeah, it is. Number 3. So Thomas Ulrich comes in to catch for Wahpeton, replacing Isaac Loosemore. Looks like the Anderson boys are out in the field defensively. I can't tell which number is which here. One's at second base, and Jacoby Anderson and Dom Anderson are both in defensively for Wahpeton. And Glovich takes call strike 1. And this is Jacob Glovich pinch hitting here for Shaping. So again, Sioux Falls East getting in some players here too. And a swing and a miss there by Jacob Glovich. That'll be strike number 2. Just caught up in my scorebook here, Brian. Sorry about that. 0-2 count now for Miller to Glovich. Going outside, ball 1. 1-2 now as Ulrich makes a nice play on the outside part of the plate there to keep that one in front of him. It's like Sterling Warney's still out in right field and Wamry's still at first. Swing and a drive to left field, and Anderson goes over and chases. That one lands foul by about 10 feet. And I'll see if he turns around. I think Dom plays second and Jacoby goes out to the outfield. I don't know. Let's see if they turn around. And looks like Jacoby at second base. Doesn't it look like an 8, doesn't it? Or did it look like a 6?
I think that's Jacoby at second.
I do too. I believe Jacoby's at second, so that makes Dom out in the left. So Miller delivers the 1-2 pitch, swing, and it's a drive to deep left field. That's over Henderson's head. That's going to be off the fence, and it is a bouncer off the fence. And Glovich comes in a pinch hit roll and drives a double to deep left in the top of the 5th.
Those last 2 swings there, you know, the first one he pulled his foul just out in the little front of it. Got it right on time there. Just a nice hit right back to the wall.
Swanson.
So Jacoby, or I think that's Dom, we thought, right? Was it 6? I didn't even look at his number when he turned there.
Dom out in the field.
Out left, yeah. So Dom out and left there turned and chased that one down. Made a nice play getting it back into the infield in a hurry to hold Glovich to a double. Again, I think we have a pinch hitter here, and it is number 4, which is a pinch hitter. I have Cale Swanson pinch hitting here for Sioux Falls East, and he takes strike 1 from Miller. Nobody out here. Runner on second base, Glovich. Swanson at the plate. Batting for Jackson Bull, who was the designated hitter. There's call strike 2 as Ulrich chases that one down. So Swanson comes in a pinch hitting role here in the 5th. As Miller gets ahead in the count now, 0-2. Miller delivers the 0-2 right back to the mound, and he chases back the runner. Nope, the runner does take off, but Miller gets the out over at first base. And Swanson is put out on the 1-3, but the runner does advance to third base. As soon as Jordan Miller looked at the runner at third base and he looked back over to first, the runner took off toward third and advanced easily. So Andrew Glovich, the first baseman, comes up now with the runner at third and looking to drive in another run now with 1 out. Miller delivers, and it's behind the back of Glovich, so it'll be ball 1. Ulrich made a nice play on that one when it's outside like that.
Good save there. That could have cost another run there.
Jay Malmy listening in today. Thanks, Jay. He's tuned in. His son Sawyer unable to play due to the injury. Again, the chopper now to shortstop, and Thompson cuts it off, but he has no chance on that high hopper to shortstop area, and Thompson tried to cut it off. Mason Tome wouldn't have had a chance either on that one either. So.
No, I mean tough there. You like to get something there. You're gonna give up the run. You like to get the out.
Yep. I'm gonna have to call that a base hit, I think, because Thompson didn't have a play after.
Yeah, it was tough.
So we'll give him a base hit. We got a courtesy runner at first base. Let's see. I do not have that number as far as who that is, so I apologize if there are any Sioux Falls fans watching. And now coming to the plate here is going to be Miles Reese. So run across the plate here in the top of the 5th for Sioux Falls East. That gives them 10. And pitch delivered by Miller is outside, ball 1. I think to try and save some pitching, I think Coach Gilbertson's going to try and leave Miller in here to see if he can close out the inning and save some guys for the league games that they have coming up. Again, Sawyer Malmy unavailable and Isaac Getz unavailable because he's going to be pitching tomorrow night in the league game. Chopper down the base, third base line, that goes fair. It was off the glove of Nick Thompson. That's going to go into foul territory, and the runners advance to second and third on the double by the pinch hitter, Miles Reese. So pinch hitters coming in and doing some damage as well here, Ryan.
You know, some of the players were talking last night that, you know, they could really hit the ball, Sioux Falls.
That's right. After the game, we were talking to the guys.
You know, they're showing that they can.
Batting number 8, Charlie Mickelson.
So that brings up the top of the order for Sioux Falls East, Charlie Mickelson. He got a timeout here. He got some dust in his eye, so he's going to take a little time to get that cleared out. Mickelson 1 for 3 on the day so far. Excuse me, 1 for 2. He got a walk in there, so 1 for 2. That one's outside. Thomas Ulrich tried to frame that one for the umpire, but didn't work. So Miller on the hill delivers to Ulrich. Thomas Ulrich came in here in this inning for Wahpeton. And a pickoff attempt to third base. And the runner gets back in time, so runner is safe. 1 out here now. 1 ball, no strikes to Charlie Mickelson. Miller sets and delivers. There's a swing, and it's a fly ball out to Anderson in left field. He's got to chase that one, and the wind made that one die and go off to his right, and the runners advance 1 base on the base hit to left field by Mickelson. So an RBI for him as well, as Mickelson drives in Andrew Glovich from third base and runs the score now to 11-0. And Coach Get's going to walk out to the hill now and talk to Jordan Miller to see if they do any changing of the pitching staff here as Huseman advances to third. The runners at the corners here for Sioux Falls East. And 1 out, and it looks like we are going to change. And it looks like, is it Jacoby going to come in and pitch? Yeah, number 6. That's Jacoby. No, that's Dom. 6 is Dom. Yep, 6 is Dom. So Dom Anderson comes in to pitch. Nope, it is number 8. We turned around. We got a clean look at it this time. So sorry about that, folks. It was Jacoby Anderson coming in to pitch.
Number 8, Jacoby Anderson.
The number 8 and the number 6 look very close together when they get out of ways, and I didn't bring my binoculars today. It is number 8, Jacoby Anderson, coming in to pitch for Wahpeton. And looks like Miller went over to second base. So here in the top of the 5th. Again, Sioux Falls has scored 2 runs here in the top of the 5th. That gives them 11 runs, 10 hits on the day, and they have committed no errors. For Wahpeton, no runs on 2 hits so far, and they have committed 3 errors. Wahpeton now going with their 3rd pitcher of the day. Torrey Ulick started the day, gave it up to Jordan Miller, and now Jordan Miller gives it up to Jacoby Anderson, who comes in to pitch for Wahpeton. I know Jacoby, I think Dom pitches as well. Both boys pitched for the Babe Ruth teams they played on last year. And so Jacoby going to get some senior Babe Ruth time here on the mound. Jacoby, another 16-year-old for Wahpeton, getting some playing time here, along with Thomas Ulrich. Getting to play at historic Jack Williams Stadium here in Fargo, North Dakota. Again, congratulations to the 15 you guys. They'll be playing in the championship game over in South Fargo at 4:45. Their opponent to be determined.
Now back to Sioux Falls, number 3, Grant.
So that's going to bring up Grant Barron here in the top of the 5th for Sioux Falls East. They lead 11-0, and Jacoby delivers a first strike pitch to Barron to start out his hit. Thanks to Chris Kappas for tuning in as well. He's watching the game here on YouTube in between his games today. And congratulations to Coach Kappas and the 15U team, following up on a great season last year after their trip to Alabama.
Yeah, they are. We hope to do a couple of their games.
We do hope to do some of their games, yep. Jacoby Anderson delivers. There's a fly ball to right. Sterling looks like he's got a gauge, but it blows over his head, and it goes over his head as a run will score for Sioux Falls East. And the coach holds him up at third. So runners now at second and third on that base hit over the right fielder's head there. Again, the wind probably had a little something to do with that, coach.
Playing tricks out there. It's not going straight in either. You know, it changes, and then, you know, when it gets hit out to right field, it's kind of a crosswind, and it's hard to get a gauge on the ball.
Yep. That one didn't get very high in the air either to Sterling, and now we got possible injury out there as Coach Getz goes over to see what's going on, and I believe that's Isaac Loosmer now in center. I don't know if he threw out his arm there on the throwback in or what happened there. I didn't see what happened as Coach Getz now is going out to tend to an injured right fielder, Sterling Warney, to see what's going on.
I don't know if he got twisted around when he turned, the ball went over his head.
You know, it was an awkward turn and run there because of the wind kind of played tricks on him. Isaac Loosemore playing center field there, come over to check on him right away, and it looks like we're going to have a substitution for him. And coming in for him is going to be Stephen Cavey, coming in to play right field here in the top of the fifth for Wahpeton. So Stephen Cavey comes out to right field.
As soon as it was hit, Sterling charged in, and then he saw it was going to go over his head, and then he had to plant and turn. So I don't know if it was when he turned or it was on the throw in.
He looked like he was running okay coming in, so I'm guessing it was probably an arm issue or a shoulder issue. Last night he got beaten twice in the left shoulder.
That's right.
So maybe he had an arm issue here when he threw the ball back into the infield. So that's going to bring up pinch hitter Patrick Osborne for Sioux Falls East. Runners at second and third, one out, and 3 runs across so far in this inning for Sioux Falls East. So Wahpeton's got their work cut out for him here in the bottom of the fifth. And we were talking with the boys after the game last night, Brian, and they said that the Sioux Falls East guys have got some good hitters. We're seeing that as laced out to center field, and Lucy gets over and tracks that one down on a line drive to center field. Was that 3 outs? Did I miss
doubled them up?
Oh, it doubled them up? Oh,
Yep.
okay. Well,
Runner
that's
took
good.
off and thought it was going to drop, and Isaac gets it in.
So again, a nice put out there in center field on the F8, and then the runner didn't get back. He must have thought it was going to drop. So that was an F8. That was the second out, and doubled up the runner at 8-6 for the third put out. So in the bottom of the fifth, Sioux Falls East scores 3 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits is what I got there. So 5 more hits for Sioux Falls East there in the top of the fifth, and they get they hold on to the lead. They lead Wahpeton 12-0 here as we head to the bottom of the fifth. So Wahpeton's got their work cut out for them, Coach. 8-run lead. They got to score 5 to stay in the game.
Going to be tough. To this point, you haven't scored any runs. You're going to need to try and get 5 here to keep it going. It'll be a little difficult.
And so far on the day, Wahpeton only has 2 hits too, Brian. So again, they've got to get some offense moving here. And looks like Sterling Warney was supposed to lead it off, but Stephen Caveney's going to get his first plate appearance here in the bottom of the fifth for Wahpeton, as he's going to lead it off, batting for Sterling Warney. So some young guys coming in. Stephen Caveney joined the team a little bit late in the season here. He wasn't sure if he was going to go out for baseball and decided to join here just short time ago here, and he's getting some playing time here with the Wahpeton senior Babe Ruth.
Good to see some players playing multiple sports. Stephen plays basketball as well, so nice to see him on the baseball diamond.
Yep, absolutely. It's getting a breezy day here at Jack Williams Stadium, and I think we got a new pitcher in for Sioux Falls East here too, Brian. I mean, look at that, 16. It is Patrick Osborne, a new pitcher for Sioux Falls East, as they're probably trying to save some pitching too as well, as Wahpeton is. Wahpeton's got 3 league games in the next 4 days, so again they play Valley City on Monday, and then I think it's 2 counters on Wednesday that they have against West Fargo, I think, and that is at West Fargo. So
It'll be a busy week for them.
Busy week. So again, Isaac Getz unavailable to take the mound today, and Sawyer Malmy due to injury not available, and then Lucy went 80 pitches yesterday, so they could save him for Wednesday's game. And Stephen Caveney faces Osborne and takes ball 1. See if Seven can get the inning started here for Wahpeton. And Wahpeton needs 5 runs here to stay alive. Swing and a miss there. Count goes to 1-1 now for Osborne. Caveney, the right-handed hitter, steps up to the plate wearing number 13 for Wahpeton. Takes a swing and a miss, chest high, strike 2. So the count is 1-2 now to Stephen Caveney. In the championship game later today, Duluth and Stephen Argyle will be playing for the extra large trophy as Stephen Caveney takes inside, ball 2. And this is the third place game between Sioux Falls East and the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth team. And there's a call strike on the inner half of the plate. Stephen Caveney goes down on strikes. That's going to bring up Jacoby Anderson. He'll be hitting for
Jacoby Anderson.
Hitting for Isaac Getz in that number 9 spot. So Jacoby at the plate here in the bottom of the 5th. And Osborne delivers ball 1 inside. So Jacoby and his brother Dom, twin brothers. There's a shot right back into the first base dugout. Sawyer Malmy comes flying out of there. Remember last year in Wahpeton, he was in the dugout like that, and he got bonked right in the knee, and gave him a pretty good welt on his knee there for a couple days. So I'm sure he's a little bit gun shy when that ball comes lacing into the dugout.
He came flying out of there.
He came flying out of there. Low and inside, ball 2, 2-1. Jacoby a little behind on his swing there, laced that one right into the dugout. In the new John Randall Field, we're going to eventually have protective netting up in front of the dugouts, in the respective dugouts. Low ball 3, 3-1 now to Jacoby. So in new John Randall Field, when it's eventually built, the new dugouts will have a protective 3-foot net in front of the dugouts, so that kind of a ball would not have gotten into the dugout. Getting new netting for the backstop instead of the chain link fence. And there's low ball 4, so Jacoby draws the walk in the bottom of the 5th. So the
Start something good there. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what we can get going here. And we've got another pinch hitter. And can you tell who that is, what number that is? 11. So that would be Nicky Zock. And actually, I think it was Nick Zock out in center field that made that play and that catch. So Nick Zock comes up to pinch hit here in the bottom of the 5th for Wahpeton in the leadoff spot. So Nick Zock, I think he was out there at that time and made that catch. I don't think it was Lucy, I think it was Nick Zock. So I apologize to the Zock family and give credit to Nick Zock for that catch and double play ball at second. So there's a called strike, so 2-1 to Nick Zock. Left-handed hitter, left-handed thrower. Also does some pitching for the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth. I think he pitched a little bit on Friday. And that one's outside, ball 2, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. And the strong breeze coming in from center field, dead center field, blowing in toward home plate here. 2-1, 1 out. Anderson at first. Now it's 3-1 as Osborne's struggling to throw strikes. All he's got to do, and that's all the coach wants, is just throw strikes and let him hit it and let us make the play. Don't give him any free passes because he doesn't want to let Wahpeton back into the game here. So Zock at the plate, got a 3-1 count, looking fastball, and it's high, ball 4. So Zock draws a walk here in the bottom of the 5th. And Wahpeton runners on first and second, Brian.
You want to get 5, you're going to need some base runners, and you got 2 of them now.
Yep. That's going to bring up Thomas Ulrich, the catcher.
Now batting number 3, Thomas Ulrich.
Thomas is first at bat here in the game today, and catching for Wahpeton here in the 5th inning. So we'll see what Thomas can do at the plate. He takes call strike, get the letters. So 0-1 count now to Thomas Ulrich. And the youngster steps in some playing time here for the Wahpeton Senior Babe Ruth. 16-year-old. Delivery and foul back, hits a tree off to our right, and I think it falls down safely. Off to our right, and the count's 0-2 now to Thomas Ulrich. Sioux Falls coach outside the dugout there, is encouraging Osborne, his pitcher, to throw strikes, and he does, and gets Thomas Ulrich on the swinging strike 3. So that's 2 outs now for Sioux Falls East, and that will bring up, I believe, Jordan Miller. Yes, it is Jordan Miller, who went to second base. So Jordan Miller now at bat here. He's 0 for 2 on the day with a couple of strikeouts, and he swings and misses strike 1.
See if he can get back on track here and keep things going.
Get some hits and feel better about going into tomorrow night's game against Valley City. There's a chopper to short and an easy play to second base for the putout, and that will end the game on the force play. So Jordan Miller reaches on a fielder's choice, but he does get the force out at second base on the 6-4 putout, and that will be 3 outs. That's going to end your game here. Sioux Falls East defeats Wahpeton in the third place game. Sioux Falls East 12 runs on 11 hits, and they committed no errors. Wahpeton no runs. They had just 2 hits and committed 3 errors early in the game, Brian. So it was a tough game for Wahpeton here to come back, and they got behind early in the third inning. They gave up 8 runs and just could not recover from that.
Yeah, you get behind like that against a good pitching team, and just tough to get runners on base and to bring in a couple runs to try and keep things going. So good job by Sioux Falls East. Like we said, we had talked to players yesterday. We knew they were a good team. The only team they lost to was Duluth. So good effort by Wahpeton today. A little short on pitching, things like that.
Yep.
But you just got to put it behind you. You take your 4th place finish, and then get ready for next week. You got a busy week ahead of you, league play. So.
And I know you mentioned it too, Brian, that we get this deep into a tournament when you're in game number 4. You got to start. And I don't want to say we're scratching the barrel for the pitching, but you use your good pitchers to get to this point, and then you've got to save pitchers because you got 3 league games coming up yet this week here. By Wednesday, you'll be playing your 3rd league game, so you've got to save some pitching to be concerned about that as well. So again, running a little bit short. There's Jordan and Emily down there waving at us. So you just got to save that pitching.
Yeah, you just got to save it. If the tournament's in a different spot in the season, maybe you can do some things a little bit different, shuffle your pitchers a little bit different way, maybe leave them in a little bit longer or whatever. But it is what it is. You got to play the games when you play them, and try and do what you can with the situations. And I think coming in 4th, pretty good deal for WAP, I think.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to get any hardware out of that whole deal, but. Anyway, they did come in 4th here in an 8-team tournament, so I guess Coach McNary and the guys will take it. Again, our condolences to Coach McNary and his wife Carrie on the passing of her mother. Coach McNary unable to be here today, but the guys gave it a good shot, and hopefully show up well here now the rest of the week. And we will have those games on Monday on our Facebook page.
We'll be Facebook Live on Monday from the airport. We'll get that game against Valley City, and then we'll see how the rest of the week goes.
And then the game on Monday will be on our Facebook page, Three Borders Sports Network Facebook page. If you haven't gone there, go ahead and like us and follow us on that. And then also the YouTube page, our YouTube channel, go to Three Borders Sports and search us there and subscribe to that. We'd greatly appreciate that. The reason we got to do the airport field in Facebook is because we just don't have a decent internet connection there. So if you have any questions, we did get one message here from a fan that's interested in possibly advertising with us. So eventually we're going to get some advertising going here and follow Wahpeton baseball as much. But again, our email address, Brian?
Three Borders Sports Network at gmail.com, using the numbers 3. Three Borders Sports Network at gmail.com.
All right, Brian, 2 games here that we put in the books here for us. Again, Wahpeton won yesterday and then falls short in the 3rd place game here, 12-0 as they fall to Sioux Falls East. I think other than the wind, it was a pretty productive day for us. We did pretty well, I think. And
only one camera tip over.
Only one camera almost tip over, so we did good. And you saved it there with a nice catch. So. For my partner here, Brian Watson, anything else there you want to add there, Brian, before we sign off?
This has been good. We had a good 2 games here, good 2 days, and we'll, like I said, we're trying to do as many games as we can this summer.
we'll get
focusing
better.
on Senior Babe Ruth, but we are going to try and do some of the 15U games too as well.
Yes, we will. And somebody's already approached us about doing some state tournaments as well too. So we'll keep you informed as to how that goes. And we appreciate all the fans that we have and tuning in to us. For my partner Brian Watson here from Jack Williams Stadium, I'm Joe Schreiner. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you on Monday on our Facebook page, Three Borders Sports Network, as Wahpeton takes on Valley City in a league game in their first game, and then the second game is an exhibition game. So from Airport Field tomorrow night, first game at 4 p.m., first pitch scheduled. We'll see you then. For Three Borders Sports, Joe and Brian signing off. Thanks everybody.